So, after pretty much exactly 2 years, I think it's finally time that I gave this channel another shot because I have really missed it. And so here we are today, building a Mediterranean family villa whilst I read to you a few crazy, sad and sweet relationship stories that I found on Reddit. Okay, this first one I think might end up being kinda sweet, maybe? I've skimmed over some of the comments and it seems good, but we'll see how it goes. My 26 female partner, 25M, is my rock and I am his. Literally, he tells me that all the time, including yesterday. We've been together for 5 years and have a truly wonderful relationship. Always talking, laughing, comfortable with one another, able to communicate even when we disagree. After I survived abuse as a child and struggled with unhealthy romantic relationships in the past, the fact that we love each other in a respectful, secure and profoundly healthy way is truly my biggest blessing. And I wake up every single day so happy and grateful for him. He is an incredible man with so much drive, intelligence, kindness and gifts to give to the world. About a year and a half ago, it came up for the first time that we saw ourselves getting married one day. It was such a beautiful moment and it rocked my world to have been vulnerable, said those words and have him say them too. Since then, it's been something incredibly happy that I get to hold in my heart and look forward to. The subject has come up sporadically since then, but I haven't wanted to push it too far since we are young and it is very much an eventually thing. Both of our parents are divorced and his come from money. He got a lot of strong advice growing up not to marry young and to protect his assets, and to see marriage from more of a financial view than I have ever thought of it as. Nevertheless, the thought makes me happy and we often daydream about the future we will build together. The little house in New Hampshire we hope to buy and the dogs and chickens we'll have. These are conversations he participates in and brings up on his own all the time. I want to be able to talk casually about the marriage aspect too. Go to bed with a sleepy, can't wait to marry you or love of my life, but for some reason recently, whenever the subject has come up, he's clammed up and made it feel really serious. This culminated maybe 2 months ago with a really weird conversation in which I sensed he might not have processed what marriage really means to him in the way that I had, and that he wasn't ready to be talking about this in the way that I was, or as much as he had let on. I told him I don't want to put a gun to his head, this is just something that makes me happy to think about and talk about, and I tell him everything. I said I love him for him, I'd wait as long as he needs, but that I firmly didn't want to bring up the subject again until he was comfortable discussing it. I wanted to relieve pressure on him, and I haven't mentioned it since. Well, yesterday, we spent a really lovely day getting lunch and hiking with my family. They live far away, so we don't see them very often. My stepsister and her fiance were there as well, and of course there was a little bit of light conversation about their upcoming wedding. My boyfriend was his usual friendly, easygoing self. I noticed he seemed quiet on the way home though, and later that evening, so I did ask if he was worried about work, but he just said he was tired from a long day of traveling. I made him a drink, kissed him on the forehead like I always do, and promised we could do whatever he wanted to relax that night. Just did what I normally do when I can tell he's stressed. Try to show empathy and take care of him. But then as I'm making dinner, he comes over to me and drops this massive bomb. He comes over to me crying and said spending time with an engaged couple and even barely talking about their wedding had sent him into a panic and he didn't know if he could ever see himself getting married. I was completely blindsided, which is completely fair because, I mean, it seemed like you guys were talking about it. It was going okay-ish, and then just for him to show up crying, upset, not being able to visualize himself getting married, but being able to visualize that whole future you guys talked about. I don't know, something's definitely there. I tried to pass what he was saying, but it was like my brain was stuck. Evidently, he had been locking himself in his office at work all week, crying about this. That's incredibly sad. I'm so sorry for him. I kept asking him why he would say he wanted to marry me if he didn't. Exactly. Very fair question. He said he was lying. Well, that's great. That he wanted to give me what he knew I wanted to make me happy. I could only just stare at him open-mouthed. I kept trying to pinpoint if he was saying to me, I don't think I'll be ready to get married for a long time, or I don't think I'll ever be ready to get married. And I really don't think he knows himself. I don't think he has processed marriage at all, and this is the first time it's hitting him. He kept saying stuff about not knowing where his career will lead, or if he'll have money. He has a great job, an outstanding network, and is definitely not poor. Neither of us are. And I was just like, we're a partnership. You wanted to be with me yesterday, you want to be with me today, do you want to be with me tomorrow? Yes, he said. I said, well, that's all what matters. We have a life we love, and we'll take on the future together one day. Yeah, I don't see the issue. Like, things seem to be going well. You guys talked about the future, as I said. Seemed everything was fine enough. And then just for him to drop this massive bomb on you, I feel bad for him for going through all of these feelings, crying in his office all week. But I also feel really bad for you because, like, what are you meant to do? Like, and he said he was lying when he said that he wanted to marry you. Like, that's never great to hear. I'm devastated. He left for his stepmother's house, and I don't know when he'll be home. I cannot take take another sleeping pill or my heart will stop, but I can't sleep a wink. I literally spiked a 100-degree fever and spent all night sweating and freezing. I'm so sorry for this lady. Like, that's not, yeah, I'm just so incredibly sorry. I had no idea it was possible to be in so much pain it makes you physically sick. This person is the bedrock of my life. We have always had rock solid confidence that we can trust each other, be vulnerable around each other, and be our full authentic selves without inhibition or fear of judgment. We share everything together and we are best friends. He even said that over and over as he sobbed and told me he loved me and that he didn't want to get married. Hours ago I had the most beautiful and solid relationship in the world. Now I don't know if we're going to break up. I'm reeling. I feel like I've been stabbed in the back by my safe space. The earth fell out from under me and I don't even know what to think anymore. What do I even do or say to save this? Was I too strong in voicing my desire to get married that I scared him off? Has anyone else gone through something similar? I mean, I have not gone through something similar, but yeah, I think this isn't really on her. I think she's been open and honest and straightforward about what she wants, and it's just on him to figure out if he wants to continue this with her or not, because also lying is never great, and I definitely don't think she was too strong in voicing her desire, because she even said that she stopped mentioning it when it was clear he didn't want to talk about marriage. So I don't think any of this is on her. I think he was just like hiding his feelings, to be honest, and thoughts, not processing them. And yeah, this is really unfortunate, but sometimes even though we think they're the right person for us, it's not meant to work out. Which, I mean, I say that, I don't know if it does or doesn't work out for them, but such is life sometimes. This next story continues with the theme of marriage in a way, and is a perfect example of why moving in together beforehand can be pretty important even if you have known each other for a long time. My boyfriend and I have been together about 5 years and living together for 2. In the beginning we were inseparable, but since moving in, I honestly feel like it was a mistake. The first year was constant fighting. Almost every disagreement came down to him wanting me to do things exactly the way he grew up doing them, instead of us figuring out our own rhythm for our own home. I thought things might improve with time, but during the second year I started noticing these episodes or outbursts from him that come out of nowhere. Often after he wakes up from a nap in a bad mood, and it feels like they're not going away. For example, today, I worked all day while he's on annual leave. He had suggested pasta, which I don't even like, and sent me a picture as inspo. He was supposed to cook while I went out to pick something up, a parcel he forgot, but instead I came home to him napping with nothing started. I decided to just make the meal myself. About 3/4 of the way through, he wakes up and starts nitpicking, asking me to open the window that was right next to him, questioning why I never close doors. I'd only left the living room door open for airflow, pointing out how I usually don't turn on the cooker hood. This time I had, and criticizing me because what I was making looks different from the photo even though he never gave me a recipe. I explained what I was doing, but he told me the pasta wasn't supposed to have sauce at all. Since I'd already bought extra ingredients and tried to make it decent, I just portioned out my version and left him plain pasta and sausage to do whatever he wanted. By this point I was frustrated, which is very fair because what the hell, like what kind of, like did his parents that like he lived with and like did everything correctly, I suppose, like did they let him just treat them like this? Like what is this? So I ate in the bedroom whilst watching something on my laptop. Then, as I'm eating, he says, "Can I ask you a question?" and tells me the bathroom bin is full and disgusting and that he left it like that on purpose to see if I'd clean it. So he's got like, he's on leave or on annual leave, doing nothing and napping the whole day, can't open a window, can't clean the bins, can't cook himself pasta. Like what good is he? Like I'm sorry, but like I'm saying she, but I don't know, but female 27. She's at work the whole day, like she got all the ingredients to make a pasta based off of just like one inspiration for photo, and you can't even be bothered to do like take the bin out. Like he accused me of never taking out bins or pulling my weight in the house. Mind you, it's just finished toilet rolls and facial cotton toner pads, nothing like unmentionable. When I pushed back, reminding him I do dishes, laundry and deep cleaning regularly, he doubled down and said he does everything. This is the same guy who leaves dirty cups everywhere, beard hair in the sink, toothpaste stains on the mirror which I quietly clean without making a scene. The bin he's referring to hadn't been emptied because I'd been traveling, and he had supposedly cleaned the bathroom last, though really he only mopped it. I feel like he twists things to make me look like I don't contribute. This isn't a one-off. Every few months he has these bursts where he nitpicks me, accuses me of being lazy, or saying he's testing me to see if I'll notice things. I end up feeling like a child being scolded instead of an equal partner. Meanwhile, he completely dismisses the messes he leaves for me to quietly handle. I'll admit I'm not perfect and sometimes let small things slide, but I definitely don't leave him to do everything. It's gotten to the point where I feel like I'm walking on eggshells shells waiting for the next outburst. So I guess my question is this just the normal stress of cohabitation that I should learn to handle better? Or are these red flags that he's being controlling / manipulative? Well, in my opinion, you should definitely leave the apartment, house, whatever, and the relationship. This does not sound good at all. And I am 100% certain that like if you were to get married, this would just get worse. And especially if you had imagine having kids with someone like this who can't even clean up like a little bit. Like your partner's away working or traveling or whatever, and you can't even like take the bin outside. Imagine having kids with someone like that. Like, no, absolutely not. You're not like, this isn't your fault. Like, just leave and find someone who like actually respects you and will like pull their own weight. Yeah. This next one is understandably quite sad, but it does have a happy ending, which is all we can really ask for. So let's get into it. I, 30M, have been dating my girlfriend, 32F, for about 4 months now. Everything was going for us till she learned that her ex-boyfriend of 9 years was getting married. They had broken up in June last year and we started dating in July this year. We have tons in common and we really enjoy each other's company. Anyways, last week, one of her old friends, who knew her ex, informed my girlfriend that he was getting married to his new girlfriend. My girlfriend was shocked, to say the least, and when her friend left, she went on Facebook and spent almost an hour looking through his profile. Okay, he was a long-time boyfriend, so she must have been curious. But ever since that day, she's been really sad and stressed, and keeps spending her time on Facebook looking through everything about her ex and his bride-to-be. When I finally asked if he was the one who got away from her, she denied it. She said something along the lines of, "I want to see what's special about her." She says she isn't pining for him, he didn't treat her well, and that even if he asked her, she wouldn't go back. In fact, he had reached out to her multiple times after breaking up, but she turned him down every time. So Reddit, my question's this: if you don't love him still, then why be so sad about his marriage? Why keep obsessing over his bride-to-be? What am I missing here? I think this story is just, yeah, I mean, this part is very sad. Just being in a relationship with someone for 9 years, not getting married, then being, I mean, I think it's both sad for the boyfriend and girlfriend of the OP, the writer of this post, and his girlfriend, because I mean, she probably just feels like what was special about the new girlfriend, that like what does she have that the girlfriend, the girlfriend of the OP, hopefully I'm making sense, didn't have. But and it is quite sad for the speaker, the OP, because I mean, like, seeing his girlfriend be upset about someone else's marriage, someone she used to date, is marriage, of course that will be quite upsetting. But there is an update, so I got a lot of advice on my last post. Thank you. Most of it was helpful, with a lot of commenters detailing their own personal and painful experiences with similar situations. It was an eye-opening experience for me, so a special thanks to those commenters. Some comments were regular Reddit advice to break up, and one of them even called me a cucumber, lol. But all in all, making this post did really help me a lot in deciding on how to approach this with my girlfriend. I am glad that there were some comments that were helpful, and that not all of them were asking to break up or calling anyone a cucumber, because I mean, I don't think either of those things are helpful. I don't think breaking up would be the appropriate response. So anyways, now let's get on with the actual update. After reading the comments and doing some thinking, I decided the best course of action was talking to her. So I went to her favorite restaurant, got her favorite dish packed, and then went to her apartment. When she came out, I told her that, look, I can't say I understand what you are going through, because I don't. It's something personal to you, and as much as I would like to help you out or share some of your grief, I respect your choice and decisions. But as your boyfriend, I do have some rights here, and I am invoking that right and asking you that you not be hungry and sad. That's genuinely, that's so cute. That's really, I was a bit worried there, but like the rights being to like ask her to, not wanting her to be hungry and sad is like really sweet, and like bringing her favorite, and bringing her favorite food, just generally really cute and sweet. Yeah. If you want to be sad, then please be sad on a full stomach filled with your favorite food. That's all I ask. Hearing this, she became emotional. Then she said, I haven't been the best girlfriend in the world for the past week, and I apologize for that. It's just that it's been hard for me to see someone with whom I spent 9 years of my life and who gave me a lot of excuses. Now he's just disregarding his own statements. Can you imagine anyone in a 9-year-old relationship where the couple don't live with each other or don't go on holidays together? They have absolutely no talk of getting engaged or married. Hell, he even got upset if I sent him a text while he was working. Well, me and my ex were like that. On top, he always used to say that marriage as an institution was archaic and he wouldn't participate in it. Also, he looked down upon age gap relationships too. Now, he's marrying someone 8 years younger than him and is already living with her and gone on holidays together too. That's why I've been feeling down. I don't want him back. I have already upgraded to a much higher level. She meant me. But it's just the feeling of wasting 9 years of my life which is the most painful. And that, yeah, that is very painful. I definitely understand like what she was going through and why she was upset, even though she doesn't want. And it's just, it's sad like hearing that with her ex, she no talk of it getting engaged, married, no talk about no holidays together, not living with each other, no future talk, no nothing. Just like, I mean, what were they even really like doing together? Like, were they talking about anything? Were they doing anything? It is very sad, and I am glad that she's upgraded to someone of a much higher level. So I gave her a hug and told her that if she wanted a shoulder to cry on or a mouth to talk shit about her ex, I could do both. We both shared a laugh then, and when I was leaving, she asked if she could stay with me for a few days as she doesn't want to be alone. I said sure. So she came with me, and right now she's setting up her workstation in my other bedroom while I am making this update. She will be staying with me the whole week. So thank you again, people. You have been of immense help. I'm very happy that there's a positive, a happy outcome to all of this, and I hope that they're very happy together because, I mean, just, it sounds like he's quite an understanding partner, a good boyfriend. Much, I mean, obviously, it's like a lot better than her ex. But yeah, it's just sad that she had to go through all of that, but at least now she's found something good, which is great. I'm happy for the both of, not the ex, the current couple. This final story is a little bit different, still to do with relationships, but it's for all of you out there with parents or parents-in-law who are just a little bit too overbearing. So, my 27 female boyfriend, 30 male parents, 70s, visit every 2 to 3 weeks, and I don't know how to tell them that it is too much. I've been with my boyfriend for 3.5 years and living together for 2. Our relationship is great and I do like his family. We've spent holidays together and have visited them in his/their home stay about 6 or 7 times. They're both in their 70s and retired, so they have a lot more time on their hands than we do. That's great for them, but with all of that time, they've really started to ramp up how often they visit. When we first moved in together, they would visit about once every 2 to 3 months, and that was fine. We would go visit them for Thanksgiving or Christmas or just occasionally throughout the year. They've always stayed with us as we have a second bedroom, but we live in a large city and don't have a huge apartment, so 4 people in our space for 3 days is quite tight. The last 8 months or so, it's become increasingly more often. It went from 2 to 3 months to every month, and now it's every 2 to 3 weeks. I don't even see my own family that often, and they live in a neighbouring state. To be honest, I don't think I would really mind as much if they stayed elsewhere occasionally, but they never even ask if they can stay with us. They just assume they will be. Even worse, they recently don't even really ask me or my boyfriend if certain weekends work for us at all. They will just announce they'll be coming X weekend to my boyfriend, and then I'll hear it secondhand and be like, wait, what? Since when? I'm especially annoyed as they did this once again this weekend. They're here right now, just quietly typing away at your laptop or phone complaining about your parents-in-law. But I just started a new role that has been demanding and stressful, so all I wanted was to relax this weekend with my boyfriend alone. In addition, they've stopped even offering to help clean up or clean up after I cook for them and just sit around, whereas I always help cook and clean whenever we visit them. I brought my frustrations up to my boyfriend for the second time as his mum mentioned to me on Friday he'll be coming again in 2 weeks, when we already had plans. I told him I need to be looped into these discussions beforehand and I should have at least a say as it is my home too. He told me he would talk to her about it tomorrow, but I was not expecting to hear him say he's also being surprised by these visits. Knowing I'll probably need to talk to them about this as well, I'm finding myself struggling to know how to approach this. I normally don't mind confrontation, but we're going to be engaged soon and I'd rather avoid kicking off my official joining of the family being awkward and tense. How the F do I ask his parents to respectfully give us space and more consideration and consider staying elsewhere sometimes without making it seem like I dislike them? And I am going to leave that one there. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on what they should do, how to go about confronting the parents-in-law. And yeah, that is all the stories I have for you tonight. If you made it this far into the video, drop a bow and arrow in the emoji in the comments. I love reading the comments on my videos. It makes me feel like I have real life friends. But thank you for watching and I will see you next week. Okay, bye!